Hi guys, it's Will again, and this is my second video. This one I'm going to show you some of my more specialized Rush stuff, my EPs, my bootlegs, some box sets, and some 45s. My last video I focused on the studio records and the live records, so I actually recorded that ahead of time and posted it because I wanted to watch it first. So this is my second video, as I said, so I'm doing a live broadcast. So I don't know if anybody's here, but if you are, please say hello and let me know. And if not, this is recording as well, so I'll be able to repost it in case you missed it. Anyway, that being said, let's talk about EPs. So I've got this cool EP. Some of you, well, probably a lot of you collectors will know this. It came out in, I think, '81. It's a UK import, I believe. It has Countdown, New World Man, and Spirit of Radio on it. It's got a shot of the shuttle that took off that Rush was invited to, if you recall the history. And then on the back, it's got a similar shot with the songs that are on there. And this actually has a couple of tracks on it, as I mentioned earlier, and then it's got an interview on there as well. I had a copy of this that I sold, and because I never really played it, it was more of a collector's thing. I had it for many years, so I sold it, and then I was at a record show last year, and I saw a copy there that was actually in really good shape, and I kind of missed it, so I thought, this is a very unique thing to have as well. The fact that Rush, was invited to see this, the fact that they wrote a song about that experience of the shuttle taking off, and they wrote the song Countdown, which came out on the Signals album. So I thought, this is a pretty cool thing to have. There's a unique history here. For collectors as well as the band, obviously. So anyway, I bought it again. I've rebought it and I've kept it, and I'd like to actually frame it at some point and put it up on my wall. So that's the first piece I wanted to show you. The next one is this. I picked up this in a music store where I live recently, and I posted it on my website, and it's a kind of a collaboration record of different Canadian bands to support Massey Hall. It's kind of a salute, as it says there, to Massey Hall. And it's kind of a neat thing. I wasn't planning to buy it. I just came across it one day, and I thought it's a kind of a cool item. I don't know what it's worth. I have no idea. I only paid $4 for it, so I just thought it was a cool collector's piece. It's kind of neat. And Rush, the song that Rush has on here is, hang on. Oh, Close to the Heart. So there you go, which is kind of cool. Just thought that was a cool piece to have. So I don't know what I'll do with it. I'll just hang on to it. Okay, so next up, this one is Hemispheres. You know this record. You know how we all feel about it. There's a subculture of Rush fans that love Hemispheres. I'm one of them. This is a gatefold copy. I have two copies of this. One I think I showed you earlier. I can't remember, but I do have another copy of this, which is a standard black vinyl studio release. This one happens to be a red vinyl, and I got tipped off from a friend of mine that a certain store in my area had it, and there it is there. You can see it. It's very clean. I don't play this. It's a collector's item. I always wanted the red vinyl. I paid $50 for this, so it was quite expensive as far as records go. But it was worth it. I was able to add this to my collection. So anyway, that's pretty cool. Pop this back in here. And again, I would like to, probably a lot of these would be framed at some point when I have more space. I've got a few items up on my wall right now that I'll take you on a tour of in another video. But, not everything needs to be framed. It can stay in its casing and stay in its box, and at least it's safe that way. The thing about framed records, I find, is that you're not playing them, right? So you have unique items that are just for framing. That's great. But if it's something you want to play, I have, as an example, I have Clockwork Angels. I'm not sure if it's red vinyl, but it's sealed. I bought that this year or last year, and I put it behind glass, and I've got some collector's picks in there. I don't plan on playing that, at least probably not. At some point, if I get bored of it being on the wall, I'll take it out, and I will put something else in the frame and play it. So I will probably get the urge to open it at some point, but right now it's a collector's piece. So that's kind of my position on collecting, or at least how I handle it. Okay, So next up, I've got a vinyl copy of Rush's Feedback. And this is kind of cool. I have played this, and it came with a digital download as well, which is nice. A lot of the newer reissues, the 200 gram, 180 gram, come with a digital download card, but they do expire, and I've learned that, and I know a few of you have learned that as well. So you have to be careful in that sense. I'll show you the vinyl, though. It's pretty sweet. If you recall, on the 30th anniversary tour, Rush had covered a couple of Who tracks, and not just the Who, Yardbirds, the Who, and one other band, and I forget right now. But anyway, this is a very cool gatefold, and I will show that to you. Sorry about the glare. There you go. You can see the photo that's inside. And it is, I believe, 180 gram vinyl. There's the back. And I'm just trying to get the glare away. But it's a cool looking record, and I thought it was very cool that they covered a lot of those songs on the 30th anniversary tour. So let me just put that one back in. And I'll show you the next piece. Okay, here we go. I have a vinyl copy of Counterparts, and I have played this once, and this sounds incredible. So if you get a chance, sorry about the glare, I'm going to turn that light off and see if that helps. It's not helping at all, but anyway, we'll manage it. We need blackout curtains in our office here. Yeah, it's a little better. Thanks. So this vinyl copy is gatefold, and I'll show this to you. I've got a lot of sleeves on here. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not gatefold, my mistake. What it does have, there's the back, there's the front. Oh, and I see a few of you guys are on here. Hey, that's great. I didn't think I had anybody. So I see Gary, Jim, Alan. This is great. I appreciate you guys tuning in. As I said, I will rebroadcast this, but I know a few of you have been asking for to see my videos or my Rush collection. So I thought rather than take a bunch of photographs and post a million photographs, I thought I'll take you on a video tour of my stuff. So that being said, you gotta love this cover. It's beautiful. It's just so clean and neat. And this is one of the best rock albums, solid rock albums that Rush ever did, and returned to rock in many ways for a lot of people. You know, unfortunately, not unfortunately for me, I loved their digital era. But when they came back to solid rock, I think a lot of people missed out on this record and several of the records after because they were still mad about the techno era, Signals Forward. And when in the early 90s, when Counterparts came out, they had come back to that solid rock sound, bass, guitar, drums, and the lyrics, of course. And people had moved on. A lot of good percentage of their fan base had moved on. And we're still mad at them for that digital era. So they missed out on stuff like Counterparts. Anyway, that being said, with the Counterparts vinyl comes this great insert, which is, as you can see, is I believe the original insert from the CD when it originally came out, because I'm not sure Counterparts was released to vinyl when it originally came out in '93. I'm not sure. I don't recall, but I do recall it being one of my very first CDs that I bought. So I'm not sure. Let me know if I'm wrong about that. But let's have a look at the actual vinyl. Now check this out. This is cool. This is size 3, and I'll show this to you. And obviously very clean, 200 gram, I believe. And check out the hologram that's on here. That is super, super cool. And like I said, I've played this once, and because I have the CD and I have it in digital, I never did record it. I have recording software that'll convert LPs to MP3. The problem with that is you lose so much, and it takes up a lot of space on your hard drive. So that being said, that is Counterparts. I'm going to try and get this back into the box without wrecking it. Maybe I'll do that a little later because this came with like 3 sleeves, plastic sleeves. I don't know why, but that's okay. I'll pack that up after. Okay, next piece is this particular Rush bootleg show. I think a few of you have it. I'll take the plastic off because it's going to cause some glare. Holy cow, we got a whole bunch of people on to now. Just jumped on Excellent. Okay, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for joining. This is great. I was not expecting this many of you to join. Now I feel like pressure's on. I'm a celebrity now, and I have no experience. So that being said, we'll move on. This one is Rush Timeless Wavelength. This is the, I believe, the St. Louis show, the famous, Rush show from Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis, Missouri, February 12, 1980. This is a classic bootleg show. I had this on cassette. This was my very first Rush bootleg. I paid $15 to a guy behind a gas station for a cassette of this show. And then years later, I got it on CD, I got a download, and then many years later, it came out on vinyl, as you can see. This is Rush in their prime. This is the Permanent Waves tour, if I remember correctly. And they sound incredible. Side 1 is 2112, and then Biter and the Snow Dog. Side 2, Xanadu and Spirit Radio. Side 3, Natural Science, Between, Beneath, and Behind, Working Man, Finding My Way, Anthem, and Bastille Day. Side 4, In the Mood, Drum Solo, and La Villa Strangiato. So a lot of their epic, longer tunes on here. And I'm going to show you the inside. It's got that beautiful, sorry about the glare. It's not clear at all, but as you can see the Permanent Waves classic shot there. This I have played several times. It sounds beautiful. The vinyl looks like nothing crazy. I mean, it's just standard vinyl. It's got, oops, there we go. It's got standard labeling, and but it's very clean. I think it's 180 gram as well. So it's heavy vinyl, but it sounds beautiful. And this is an incredible show. And I should probably do a video just around this, and we could spin it one day. That would be fun. So I'll move that forward into the pile. Actually, give me 1 second because this stuff's falling over here. And I don't want it to get damaged. It's not very often I pull all this stuff out. So there we go. Okay, so next up is the Rush Hemispheres picture disc, which an old boss of mine gave me. Had it lying around in his house. I didn't want any money for it, which is great. I offered him $20 for it, but he didn't want it, so it's a little beat up, but that's okay. It's the only one I have of this, and it's just a cool item to have. Can't see that very well, but anyway, you know what it looks like. So I'll drop that over here. Okay, now here's something that I've never opened, and again, this is another Rush bootleg. It is also, I believe, the same live show that I mentioned, the St. Louis famous Permanent Waves 1980 tour show. So just a cool looking bootleg cover, and I think that it's 180 gram, as you can see, and I think this is a UK pressing. William, correct me if I'm wrong again. But this is a super cool thing to have. Again, as I said, I haven't opened it. It's still sealed, and I really don't have a need to open it. I think it's just pretty cool. So I don't know what it looks like inside. I could probably Google it, but it is a very cool thing to have. I'll show you the back. Rush live in St. Louis, February 11th, 1980. So super cool. Not a gatefold, I believe. I'm just looking at it. So it's probably got just standard inserts for the discs, and I don't know what the vinyl looks like, as I said. So if any of you have this and you've opened it, let me know what's inside, because I don't know. I've just been holding on to it. So sometimes I buy things like that and I just put it away. So there's that. Let's see if we got a few more comments here. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, William, you've got it. Excellent. And I'd like to see photos of what's inside. That'd be great. I appreciate it. And we got a few more people here as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in today. Okay, so here's something else I bought last year at a record show. And no, I'm sorry, it was at a record store, and I had been waiting for the release of this. This is the classic All the World's a Stage. In my last video, I showed you my original, very beat up. It's not a gatefold. So the reissue that came out a couple of years ago is a gatefold, and it's actually a trifold. So I'm going to open this up. And it is a beautiful thing. It is very clean. The vinyl is very high quality, and they took, I don't know if they originally released it back in the day as a trifold, but there you go. You can see, get my head out of the way there. You can see that it is a trifold opening, and it's got all the original artwork there. which is great. It's super clean as far as the packaging goes. And it's a beautiful, it's got the original photos on the back. And we all know this record, of course. This is the one that put Rush on the map as far as live shows go and being a live touring band. This is the album that we all went crazy for, and it was the first live record after their first 4 albums. So, as I said, the vinyl, I'll take a look at it. It's heavy vinyl. It's very clean because I've only played it a few times, but it's got nice packaging, clear on one side, and like nothing fancy inside, but it's well made. And like I said, the packaging, the insert, everything, the cardboard, it's really good quality. So I have opened that. I was excited to get it, but I didn't frame it. Obviously, I wanted to keep it in my collection. I wanted to play it. I wanted to hear it. It sounds incredible. It's comparatively as good as the original, and my original is very beat up. So it's even technically it's better. Okay, so my last one in my bootleg collection and EPs is this one. This is Rush, Spirit of St. Valentine's. And this is kind of a cool thing to have. It's got a couple of unusual kind of tracks on it, and it's not the best, like it's a cool bootleg to have. It's not the best casing, so if you're buying it to display it or whatever, I'll show you what it comes with. It's not an actual true record cover. It's a printing of the record cover or whatever this insert is. It came with the package, but you can see the back, and it is super cool actually because it. Have a look at it. Hang on. There we go. You go there. There's the front. Okay, I'm sorry, that's the back. And you can see there's a selection of different songs from different packages on there. So it's got a unique kind of series of songs, and then the front is simply that. But it's just a cool looking item, a cool thing to have. So I got it at a record show. The guy only had 1 copy. I grabbed it because I wanted it. Now the nice thing is, actually, let's talk about the track list. Side 1 is 2112, almost the entire presentation, and Biter and Snow Dog. Side 2, Xanadu and Spirit of Radio. Side 3, Natural Science. Beneath, Between, Behind, a medley, old hits medley, Working Man prog version, whatever that is. Finding My Way, Anthem, Bastille Day, and In the Mood. Side 4, La Villa Strangiato, Not Fade Away, You Can't Fight It. So it's got the original 2 tracks that came out on the Moon 45 on here, which is interesting. La Villa Strangiato, it's got a live version. I think it's the Pink Pop version. I'd have to play it to fully remember. Side 3, the track listing in side 2, actually side 1, 2, and 3 appeared to be it is actually, I'm just looking at the details now, it is the same live show we just talked about on those other 2 permanent wave bootlegs. So you've got the live at the Kiel Auditorium, St. Louis, Missouri, February 14th, 1980. So I think the date's a little different there, but it's the same track listing, same tour, so Permanent Waves tour. So that being said, it's all in the details, but check out the vinyl on this. Here's what's cool about this bootleg. It comes with orange, and there's my particular copy comes with orange vinyl, and then also green vinyl. Now, I guess there are a few variations of this bootleg out there. I've been told there's a white and pink. I think there's a blue and red, a few others. Donald will be able to tell us that. I know Dono and Joe as well. I know if you have very extensive collections. This is the second copy that's in that box, and it's very cool. It's kind of a green blended black tie-dye kind of effect. And check that out. Pretty cool. I don't think I've played it, but it's open. So I will have to spin that one of these days. So I'll just pop that back in. And give me 2 secs here. It's going to be a long video, but it's okay. You can always pause it. If you get bored, just shut it down. So, all right, so that's that. Okay, now I've got some more unique things that I've been collecting the last year. I'm a little crazy on 45s, so I didn't have a lot. So I got good deals on these, so I collected a few. We got a few more people come on. Oh, Joe. Okay, Joe's here. St. Louis, 1980, exit stage left. Yes, thank you. And Joe says Rush planned on releasing a second live LP in 1980, but Cliff Bernstein told them they were on a roll creatively and should do another studio LP first. Ah, okay, interesting. I didn't know that. Thanks, Joe. That's good stuff. Okay, so this 45, I have the Rush closer to your heart, 45, and on the other side of this is Magical. Hang on, you can see it there. I'll turn it around. There we go, Magical. So I've got that one. And again, I don't have multiple copies of these. I just have single copies. I kind of just collect stuff, and usually singles only. This one, the next one I have is New World Man. And Vital Signs Live, you guys remember this, came out many years ago and came out with Vital Signs Live track, which is cool. And I think that track was supposed to be on Exit Stage Left, but it wasn't, didn't make it because they only had so much space in those days for records. So they released it as a 45 and came out with the single for New World Man, which was obviously for Signals record. So that's cool. So I've got, this was a Record Store Day release that I received. Hang on, let me show you. This is 7 and 7 Is, which was also on the Feedback album. And I managed to pick up the 45, so it's got Rush's version on there, and the original by Love, which is here, which is kind of cool. I thought this was kind of a cool thing to have because I didn't really know any of Love's music, and just the fact that Rush covered them, and this is the great thing about music. One band introduces you to another band. So check out the vinyl. It's got kind of a green-yellow variation. Kind of hard to see with the lighting that I'm using, but you can kind of see that there in the upper left corner of the screen, or your right, I guess. Right here, you can see the green variation right there. So kind of a cool thing to have. It's a very clean copy. I'll just put that away. Oh, I got to show you the cover. I haven't shown you the cover for that yet. There's the cover, side by side. Question mark. Kind of a strange cover, but unique. And then the back is really just black. That's it. That's kind of a neat thing. Okay, next thing, I have two of these. This is the Closer to the Heart Record Store Day. I believe it was a Record Store Day release to celebrate Farewell to King's 40th anniversary. And this copy does not have the 45 disc that came with it. My other copy is framed on the wall right now, but it came with a 45 spindle disc, or whatever you call those things. But it's kind of a cool thing, and like I have two copies. Actually, this one's for sale, so check my website, only because I have an extra copy. So if you want to trade something, I got a few things I would like. Maybe we can work something out. Let me know. Anyway, just wanted to share that one. And this one I love very much. This is Time Stands Still 45. I know a few of you have this. Took it out of the sleeve. There it is right there. Just a cool looking classic Rush 45. Nothing on the back. Not much anyway. And the disc, I don't think there's anything special on the disc. It's just Rush 45. And as you can see, Time Stands Still. Oh, and I'm sorry, the B side is High Water. You guys remember the song High Water? Actually, a very good song, one of my favorites from that album. So, being said, as far as 45s go, in my last video, I talked about my studio stuff, and I hit the original Rush album. And at that point in that video, I showed you my Moon Record, my Moon Records 45, Not Fade Away. So I'm just going to, since we're discussing 45s, there it is right there, and I've got that sealed in plastic. That needs to be framed as well, because I'm not going to play that. I'm not really into playing 45s, and we can get this digitally now, and it's on YouTube as well. So if you have never heard the songs that are on this, check them out. This is really, really early Rush. There's a cover, and there's an original Rush tune, and that original Rush tune, the original drummer, John Rutsey, wrote it with Geddy Lee, and obviously Rutsy's playing on the 2 songs that they did for this release. So check out my other video on the history behind this. I know I don't need to tell you guys, but it's kind of a cool thing to have. I do not have a Moon Studio LP, but I do have this. I paid $15 for this, and the guy that I bought it from worked in a nursing home that I worked in many years ago. I was 18 at the time, and the thing was, he had 2 copies, $15 each. I should have bought them both. I didn't know. Who knew they were going to be worth $1,000 or whatever they're worth? But wish I'd bought both. Anyway, that's how life goes. So I'm going to move that over there. Okay, and then I got a few last things to show you that are Rush related. This is my Rush 2011 wall calendar, moving pictures wall calendar. So my wife gave me that, and that's super awesome. And I've always liked this, and that's why I've kept it. I've got a very pristine copy of an R30 program here. It's the only remaining program that I have. I sold all my programs a few years ago because they were on my sitting on my shelf collecting dust, and I wanted them to go to people who would enjoy them, and that's why I sold them. But I kept this one for whatever reason, and it's very clean. It's actually in mint condition. I'll just take you through the inside. It's beautiful. The photography inside is incredible, and it just captures that tour and everything leading up to up to that point in 2004 when they did their 30th anniversary tour. So I was there, of course, in Toronto. There's another nice copy. They've covered all the eras, obviously Roll the Bones here. It's just a beautiful program, and those of you that have it, you know what I'm talking about. So okay, next item. This is kind of cool. I wasn't planning on buying it, but I bought it on a whim from my good friend Philip, and it's the Prague edition that came out, I think, in 2015 to celebrate their 45-year career. And it's got some. I've never opened it, actually. I've never opened it. I wanted to keep it sealed, and I probably will. And I will probably hang it up in my Rush Museum someday when I open my Rush Museum. So everybody's invited. Free coffee. So there you go. Well, that's the back. There's some interesting stuff on the front. A couple of shots of the band, or 3 shots of the band, just their faces. It's got a few story points. 1985 Alex Lifeson's Fear of the Parp. 2012 Neil Peart versus the Drum Machine. 2014, what does the future hold for Rush? Okay, so 2014, there you go. That's when this came out. And there's other stuff on here. 1971, Getty Gets Sacked. So I don't know. Do any of you guys have this? Have you opened it? Have you read the stories? Do you have any photos? Feel free to share, because we'd be curious. I don't know if I'll open this, but if I do, I will definitely post it up. Okay, so next up, I'll just grab what I have here. So the other day I posted photos of the Hemispheres Super Deluxe. This is a big box set. I got this last year, I guess, when it came out. Bought it for Christmas. I posted photos recently. I did a full photo op of everything in here. It's crazy what's in here. There's so much good stuff. It's CDs, it's vinyl, it's the original Hemispheres poster. It's got all the liner notes, all the inserts, the vinyl casing itself. I think you saw the red vinyl gatefold that I posted on my page. It's beautiful. This is a beautiful package, and it costs a lot of money, too much money, but it's also got the live Pink Pop show, which is interesting. I know a few people were mad about the tracks that were placed on here, mainly the fact that there was not a live version of Hemispheres, the actual song Hemispheres on here. And I thought the same thing initially, but after I listened to it and I played the vinyl, it's beautiful. What you do receive with this, it sounds so incredible. So I don't know how many of these are floating around. I don't think you can get them on rush.com anymore, but they're beautiful. This is a beautiful package, so I will hang on to that. So next thing I've got this from my good friend Philip again, and this is the Rush 40th anniversary box set. This one's a little smaller. But there's some cool, as you can see, it's not as big as the Hemispheres package, but I have actually took a few photographs of this as well and put it on my website. on my Facebook page. I'll show you guys what's inside. Oh, and then Philip was kind enough to send me an original Hemispheres poster when I bought this from him, which is great because I was looking for one because I had a kind of another project going on that was Hemisphere specific, and I was collecting Hemisphere stuff. So, and I know a few of you sent me some stuff, which is great. So I'm getting around to that project as well. That's a separate project. But in the Rush 40th box set, Celebration 40th box set, you've got a or a cool bunch of stuff. Original cards that you can see, band member photographs. You've got the original 8-track, a copy of the original 8-track mastering sheet that goes on the front. You can't see that very well, but and then also there is some other unique things. There is a Rush poster, which is still in the box here. I will show that to you. And this is a fairly large poster, as you can see. So that would be really nice framed for you collectors out there, like myself. What else is in here? Let's have a look. We've got this. So it's the Rush 40th anniversary reissue. That's what this is. So you've got this, looks like a reel-to-reel tape. And then in here you've got this card on the back side, which is super cool. And then if you look deeper in the box, there's a Rush family tree. So this is super cool. And then it's got some old articles and clippings and stuff, photographs. And then on the other end, on the other side, is the actual Rush family tree. So you can see the history of the band, everything from the beginning leading up to the group that we know at the bottom, Geddy, Alex, and Neil. So there's a lot of history there between 65 and 74 when that first record came out. So it's kind of cool. And then, of course, it comes with a pressing of the original album. I have not played this yet, because I've got this already. But as you can see, it's a very clean copy. And inside, and this is a really neat thing, is that they actually put the original Moon label on there, which is kind of cool. So technically, I do have a Moon label, studio pressing of the original, just not the original. So anyway, that's kind of cool. And again, Philip, thank you for this one, because then there's another, that's the back of the box, so the bottom section of the box, and it's got that cover on there, or insert. So that's kind of a cool thing as far as box sets go. Then, actually, that almost brings me to the end, guys. So this has been a long video, and I appreciate you sticking it out with me, not to quote Rush. But let's see. We've covered that. We've covered pretty much everything in my collection. I've got a few more pieces. I did receive from my wife for Christmas the Farewell to Kings box set, deluxe box set. So I haven't opened that yet. I thought I would do a separate video just for that, the unboxing, like an unboxing video, because I have no idea what's in there. So I'm excited about that. And then on my wall, you can't see it right now, but I have, I mentioned earlier, I have Rush Clockwork Angels. I have an LP. I don't know if it's red vinyl because it's still sealed, but I framed it. It's on the wall. I also have Fly By Night, which is 200-gram pressing. I've played that once, and it's beautiful. I'll pull that down one of these days and show you. It's really, really great record, one of my favorites. And then also I have Rush's Moving Pictures Live 2011, and that is from the Time Machine tour when they did that complete album in the second set. So they released a special release of just that live production of Moving Pictures around that time frame. So I got that, and I framed it with a Clockwork Angels promo card announcing the new album coming in 2012. That's on my website, and my ticket stub from that show as well. So I will pull that down at some point because my stuff on the wall needs updating, and I wanted to redo my wall at some point this year. So when I pull that stuff down, I'll show you that, and I'll also shoot another video, as I said, that shows you the Farewell to Kings box set. So we can open that together and check it out, because I have no idea what's in there. I know it's CDs, vinyl, and other stuff. So that I think is everything that I have right now. I haven't done my CD collection, but I know what I'll do is I'll separate that into my CDs and my bootlegs, and then we'll go through that. So anyway, that's enough for now, but thank you for joining. Again, Will from Will's Rush Page. Happy New Year to you. You can find me on my YouTube page, Facebook, Will's Rush Page on Facebook, where you're looking now. YouTube is Will's Rush Page, and Twitter, Will's Rush Page as well. So anyway, Happy New Year again, and have a great day. Talk to you later.